According to my car thermometer, it is 104 degrees outside right now. Good morning, everybody, from Anza Borrego State Park in California, where we are taking a very early morning walk because it's hot here. There are a ton of wildflowers blooming, which is pretty amazing, but the last couple days have been close to or over 100 degrees. And from my understanding, it is actually a bit of a heat wave and that it's normally not quite this hot. So we just have to get through the heat. It's hot. It's really lovely out right now. It's probably in the upper 60s, but here comes the sun and it's going to get hot quick. And this is a beautiful, beautiful valley. The land in this park was once an ancient seabed, and it has been sculpted over time by wind and water erosion. It really is quite beautiful what erosion can do to the land over time. We are back at the Jeep, and it's going to get warm really fast now that the sun is up. So I'm going to get my stuff together real fast and hit the road. And if you're new to the channel and wondering what's going on here, I'm Katie. That's Tuck. This is my Jeep, and we're on a pretty massive road trip, and I'm bringing you guys along with me. Are you ready to get in the car? No, you'd rather just sit in the shade, take a nap in the shade. Good boy. We'll get the air conditioner on really quickly. It is 7:30 in the morning and 78 degrees outside. I think we're going to spend a lot of time in the air-conditioned car today. There is a town in the middle of the state park called Borrego Springs. And Borrego is the Spanish word for sheep. And I assume that refers to bighorn sheep. And that this park was named after an early explorer named somebody Anza. And sheep. We're headed to town to get some breakfast and coffee, and to go to the visitor center because there's a visitor center there, and I have no idea what to do in this park. So we need to go find some information. So Google Maps has sent us to a little resort area, and there is a little cafe in here. I just got to figure out where it is. Okay, I see a sign that is pointing me to the cafe and market. Maybe this is it. I guess this is a little cafe and market inside the resort. I've got my coffee. They serve Starbucks coffee in there. And I got a breakfast burrito. And I don't think their food is Starbucks food. It didn't look like Starbucks food. It looked better than Starbucks food. That's a decent burrito. Especially for such a random place. It's got eggs and bacon and cheese and potatoes. My final verdict is that that was a good burrito. I kind of wolfed it down, but it was good. And so far the weather isn't too bad. Sitting in the shade here, I was able to eat that without turning on the car and with just the windows down. So that's a blessing. And now I think it's time to find the visitor center. I found the visitor center and got my sticker and patch and a map. And so many things are blooming right now. It's very pretty. This park is not dog friendly. We can walk around the visitor center on the pavement, and we can walk on dirt roads, and that's about it. They have a really nice little desert garden around the visitor center. And this cactus is called beaver tail, and I can definitely see why it's called that. And hedgehog cactus. You're gonna need a big drink of water after this little walk, aren't you? Bet you're happy to be out of the car. It's getting warmer, but it's not unbearably hot yet. Yet. We have officially passed the time where it is too hot to be walking around outside in the desert. So we're gonna go look at some art. There's a lot of art around here, and it looks pretty cool. So we're gonna go do that. And I think we can drive by a lot of it and not get out of the air conditioning. Scattered around this beautiful desert are some amazing sculptures. I think the current count is about 130 sculptures, but apparently new ones kind of pop up all the time. And they're by an artist named Ricardo Bracida. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but a local artist has done all these sculptures, and they're pretty awesome. And you think you've seen all the sculptures in an area, and then you look out in the desert and there's more. In fact, I can see a cool scorpion or something way out there. Cool elephant sculptures, and the rusty metal really just looks spectacular in this desert landscape. That little baby elephant's chewing on the tree. And these are large. This elephant is nearly twice my height. Nearly. It's really cool. All right, we're gonna drive down the road a lot, but we're gonna drive down the road a second and see if I can get to the one that, bumpy road. And so we're gonna see if we can get to the one that looks like a scorpion. I really have the dream of someday making sculptures and putting sculptures all over my property. There's nothing stopping me from making that dream a reality except me and time and money. Oh yeah, one of them is a scorpion and one of them's a grasshopper. This kind of reminds me of the Enchanted Highway in North Dakota. That's a really cool scorpion. Do scorpions really have eyes like that on the top of their head? I'm gonna have to go do some Googling. It looks like those are eyes. And look at the detail in the mouth of the scorpion. That's incredible. These are really cool. All the details of the spikes on the grasshopper's legs. And the eye. And its wings. It is currently 97 degrees outside. So it is very nice to be able to visit these from the comfort of my air-conditioned vehicle. There are some people bicycling around here. No, thank you. And there's just wildflowers blooming all over this desert. Really, really astounding. This is like a drive-through sculpture, I think. What do you think, buddy? Is this representing people building fences? Those are weird T-shaped fence posts, if those are fence posts. Okay, driving along this side, I get it. Those are for growing grapes, a representation of a vineyard. Oh yeah, and this little dude here is boxing up the grapes. I'm sure there's an art guide somewhere, but it's kind of fun just to cruise around the desert and see what's here. I'm pretty sure that's some kind of sloth. And there's another one. A sloth of some variety would be my guess. I think what we've got going on here is a warthog and a tapir. This is the African safari portion of our art tour. Here, do you want your window all the way down? Yeah, you got your window down and your air conditioning on. Life is good. That one looks like a very angry tapir. Do tapirs have teeth like that? Okay, we have to do some Googling. See if I've got these critters right. First, scorpions do have eyes on the top of their head like that. I did not know. And it looks like tapirs do have some pretty good canine teeth. So that could be correct. Interesting. I didn't look up what their diet is, but I'm assuming they're herbivores. It's interesting to have an herbivore with such pronounced canine teeth. Let's see if they're herbivores. Yes, tapirs are herbivores. Pretty big canine teeth for something that eats plants. Okay, I'm a little lost on this one because it kind of looks like what might be a saber-toothed tiger, but it's got a really short tail. I don't have a clue on that one. This is really fun. I'm glad I decided to come look at the sculptures, and it's something we can do in the air conditioning while we wait for the hottest weather to pass. I don't expect it to be cooling off the further south we get, but I would like to avoid outdoor activities on the most boiling hot days. And what is this? I'm guessing some sort of prehistoric kind of thing, or something made up, but there's no mammal that large that looks like that. And it's got fur on it, so I presume some kind of mammal. And here's the same kind of critter. I'm looking at its claws, and I think that it must be a prehistoric giant sloth. That's what I'm going with. Tuck doesn't seem to care that it's 97 degrees out. This is the coolest sculpture. Nothing like a sea serpent in the desert. And it actually crosses the road over there. This is huge. What an incredibly cool sculpture. I'm just thinking of how long it would have taken to have built all of these. Are you a desert dog now? You seem perfectly content walking around in this really hot weather. I suppose that's a good thing because we're going to be having hot weather for a while. And wildflowers. Oh my goodness. I wish I could share the smell of the desert with you guys right now because it smells so lovely with all of the wildflowers. I'm only letting Tuck out for very short jaunts in the heat and making sure that he has plenty of water, but he really is handling it very well. I mean, we're still going to be very cautious. I do not want heat stroke in my dog or for him to just be miserable. So we are using caution, but so far so good. Those are cool, some desert bighorn sheep. And the artist kind of goes all out. He doesn't just do a sheep, he does a whole herd of sheep. And I see something interesting and pointy out in the distance there. We're gonna go towards that. You just look around and you kind of see stuff out there in the desert. And this is only one of multiple areas where there are sculptures. And we've got a whole little pod of desert tortoises. And I think this is the spiky thing I saw in the distance. It kind of looks Aztec or Maya, and we're far enough south that you would have influence anyway from Aztec or Maya culture. This is a way cool little town, but if it is 98 degrees in winter, I don't want to be anywhere near here in summertime. And people are out and about doing stuff and going to the park, and I don't know how they're not dying. I'm on my way to another area where there's more sculptures, but I had to stop on the side of the road because there's this really awesome ocotillo patch and they're blooming. And the views in this valley are just beautiful. if you're into desert. That's a cool couple of desert eagles. It looks like there's a herd of wild horses. Sculptures of a herd of wild horses out here. I mean, the sculptor really captures the spirit of these animals. If you were driving through a wild horse herd, these are the behaviors you would see them doing. And we've got another herd of elephants. I've driven by a lot more elephants than what I filmed. There's a bunch. Here's another one of these saber-tooth guys. I'm still not entirely sure what that is supposed to be. And there's a bunch of them around. Okay, well, seeing this sculpture, I think it really is supposed to be a saber-toothed tiger, because that is definitely a prehistoric horse that it is attacking. Yeah, I'm sticking with my first guess, and that's probably a saber-toothed tiger. I don't have any map to where any of these are, but as I'm driving around, I can see more out in the distance, so we're gonna try to go over there. Way out there, there are some more sculptures. According to my car thermometer, it is 104 degrees outside right now. There is a light breeze blowing though. We're gonna dawdle around and spend more time in the car, in the air conditioning, until it cools off a little bit. It's not cloudy, but there are some clouds, and that does help make it feel not quite so scorching hot. I mean, it's hot. Unpleasantly hot. But it could be worse. I looked at a satellite image of this area to see if I could figure out how to get out to these more distant sculptures, and I think I'm on the right path. I've just got to say that I have been through a lot of deserts in my life, but I have never been to this desert. And it's a really pretty desert. I'm looking at the satellite map, and I'm not sure if I'm going the right direction, but it's a road, and it seems to be leading to some sculptures. I just don't know whether it's sculptures that I've already seen before or if these are new ones. Oh, and look at this ocotillo. I'm just fascinated with these particular shrubs or trees or whatever they are. It's another one that's blooming. And I'm seeing a bunch of teddy bear cholla out here, so I don't think I necessarily feel the need to go hiking around. Those are the bad cholla. Not that any of them won't hurt you, but the teddy bear cholla are particularly evil. I can see from here that we are headed in the right direction. I know I just said I wasn't, big step down. I know I said I wasn't gonna get out and hike around, but a barrel cactus is blooming. Cactus have the best flowers. I really love them. What an amazing desert this is. All right, we are getting into serious dinosaur territory here with a T-Rex. That's incredibly cool. And I can see little baby dinosaurs out in the scrub. I love how they positioned these. He's in a perfect little ambush position right there behind that ocotillo. What do you think? You're like, Mom, I'm tired of riding in the car. But really, bud, you don't want to be out walking around there. It is 104 degrees outside. We have to get through today and tomorrow of extreme heat. And then it's supposed to cool off. I'm guessing that one's actually a velociraptor. And there's a basket of eggs at its feet. And I think these two T-Rexes are gonna be our last sculptures. Two T-Rexes having a little spat. Are you mooching? Yeah. I went into the local center market and got a sandwich. And it's a pre-made sandwich, but pretty freshly made in-house, so I think it'll be good. It's just a roast beef sandwich, but it looks pretty good. Yeah, that hits the spot. Plus I got some cantaloupe too. They've got all the things on this sandwich. It's got tomato and lettuce and onion and cheese and mustard. It's a good sandwich. And a decent bread. The sun is getting lower in the sky, but it ain't down yet. As you can see, with all the bright sun that is streaming into the Jeep. And this is a fun little twisty road that we're going through right now. I like it. I don't have a real plan. We're gonna get down in this little valley in a minute, and then I'm gonna look at my OnX, which has a lot of the trails on it in this area. And we're gonna drive down some trails. That's the plan. And hopefully find a good camping spot in a canyon so that I have some shade. It would seem that there are a lot of camping spots in this state park. And it's a really big state park. And quite pretty. I mean, I guess it's quite pretty if you like the desert and think desert is pretty, which I do. So to me, this is quite pretty. And with all the wildflowers blooming, it's even better. And y'all, I know that I have been going on the last few weeks, the last few videos about how green stuff is. And I'm going to do it again because it is so pretty and green here for a desert. It's just astounding. We went over a little mountain pass into the valley next door when we were going through that windy stuff. And it is 83 degrees now. Such a huge temperature change. And the sun is still up, so it's not because the sun went down. I think it's because we're at a slightly higher elevation in the valley next door. So it's actually tolerable to be outside. Well, there were no obvious camp spots in the grassy area, and now we're getting into kind of more shrubby stuff. What's going on here? I talked to those two fellows who were repairing their Jeep, and they did not require any assistance, but they are locals, and they said that there's nothing really good camping the next few miles up the trail. So we are going down the road to the Blair Valley, which is the next valley over from here, and there should be some good camping there. The light right now is just making all the cactus glow. It's so pretty. Apparently the camping area we're aiming for is just past these hills. I am aiming to get out as far as I can, get one of the more distant camp spots if possible, away from all the people. I mean, it's a popular camping area, so there's going to be people and mud, but maybe not as many people if we go far out. Oh, and we can find a spot in the shade here, I think. This is home for the night in this rather lush desert meadow. Lush desert meadow in the shade. And there's a nice breeze blowing. It is so much cooler. I mean, it's still like 80 degrees, but it's pleasant. Look at all the grass that is in between the mesquite bushes and the cactus. And up the slope of this little hill behind us, it definitely is not as lush, but It's kind of crowded, so I guess in its own way it is kind of lush, because even though it's not really green grass back there, there's a lot of plants. Are you happy to go on a WALK in the grass in the cooler weather? He's been very patient sitting in the car for so long today. I'm back at camp. My GoPro battery died on our little walk around camp, and both of my GoPro batteries died, so we're on the phone now. And this is such a beautiful camp. I really like it. I'm fairly impressed by this state park, the Anza Borrego State Park. It's a good state park. Now, if they were more dog friendly, it would be better, but it's still pretty good. And I think that's it for today. I'm not really hungry because I ate not that long ago, so I'm gonna have the rest of my cantaloupe and call it a night and see you guys in the morning. Good morning, folks. It is a delightfully cool morning this morning in the Sonoran Desert. As I'm taking Tuck for his obligatory morning walk, I could almost use a heavier jacket. I'm very happy about this turn in the weather. Are you ready to hit the road? The current situation is that I don't have much food. I could make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for breakfast this morning, but that doesn't sound terribly appealing. And I'm all out of coffee creamer. So we are headed to a little town called Julian, California, because they have a coffee shop. And I suspect they might also have a grocery store, and I think it is cool enough outside that I can get a few groceries. Well, I'm not sad that I'm taking this detour, because what a beautiful, twisty little mountain pass this is. I would not have otherwise seen this territory, and it's just because I really needed some coffee. So Julian is this completely adorable high mountain town. It's about 4,000 feet in elevation. Oh my goodness, somebody is so fussy today. I think we made a good choice coming to Julian to get some coffee. Assuming I can find some parking. I got my coffee. And I got pie for breakfast. And so it turns out that little bakery is a sit-down bakery cafe, but they have a little window where you can order some stuff to go, and you can order pie. This is warm apple and cherry pie. Oh. This is fantastic. So it turns out this was an old gold mining town, and they have transitioned to tourism and agriculture. And I guess they've been growing apples here for a really long time. And they're famous for their apple pies. So I guess that was a good breakfast choice. And the entire town is a designated California historic landmark. Pretty neat place to just stumble upon. It's not for you. Some breakfast food and creamer have been obtained. We can head back to the desert now. We get to drive the same little windy mountain pass, but this time downhill. Not that I'm going fast and hugging the curves, but it's more fun downhill. All right, we're back in the state park and looking for a dirt road. I know it's winter and things are blooming and more green than usual, but I just can't get over how lush this desert is, or that I'm using the word lush to describe a desert. There is just such a high density of plants. It's pretty incredible. We have turned off on a dirt road, and the first thing that happened was my outside GoPro fell off and got destroyed. It just fell off because it's bumpy. So I aired down the tires so it's less bumpy, but the GoPro is toast. There's something like 500 miles of dirt roads in this state park, and the way I chose this dirt road was the lady at the visitor center said it might be nice. So that's how I chose it. It is now hot outside again. It is 96 degrees, but it's pretty. There really isn't any signage back here so far. And people have created all kinds of random alternative routes. So I've got Onyx loaded up with the actual route because, yeah, there's side roads all over the place that are not the official road. And you could get pretty lost out here if you don't stick to the right path. This road is going down a wide wash, and besides the intermittent washboards, it's not too bad. It's a little sandy, but not deep sand. Okay, this looks like our turn. Canyon Sin Nombre, No Name Canyon. How you doing, bud? You doing okay? Yeah. Check out these just really cool, beautiful canyon walls. It's just neat to see where the water has eroded them. It really is very varied terrain. Like, this is volcanic stuff happening here, or magma. This isn't sedimentary, but pretty cool rock. And despite being basically a desolate wasteland, there are flowers and birds. It's pretty awesome. And the color variations in these rocks are just incredible. You've got the oranges and whites and silver and black. They're quite beautiful. I would consider this canyon a good recommendation from the lady at the visitor center. I don't know how well you can see that, but a ton of ocotillo are blooming. we are back at highway speed, so I took my broken GoPro and brought it inside because I don't think it can take the vibrations from all the wind. All right, guys, it's 3 o'clock and we are headed to a place to camp. I could have camped in the canyon, but the canyon actually runs east to west, and so there's no shade, or at least not any substantial shade wherever there were some nice camp spots. And there's camping all on the desert flats on the outside of the canyon, on BLM land. But again, no shade, and we're in a hot valley. So we are headed back to where I was camped last night because it's much cooler in that valley and there's some shade, and I just need to not be in what is currently 95-degree heat. And I think Tuck would appreciate a slightly cooler camp spot too. And tomorrow it is supposed to be much more reasonable temperatures, even in the hot places. That it's at least 10 degrees cooler tomorrow. I mean, which is still hot, but you can be outside. And I guess there's plenty of people who are okay being outside in the sun in 95-degree dry heat. I'm not one of them. I'm a mountain gal, and Tuck's an Arctic breed. We are not built for the heat. I didn't manage to get the exact same camp spot, but pretty close. And the sun hasn't provided shade to my camp spot yet, but it will pretty soon. But even without that, it's a good 15 degrees cooler here than it was just in the valley over. Camp setup for here is pretty easy. I just put on my bug screens, and I actually put the bug screen over the back so that we have plenty of air circulation. And now we're just waiting for the sun to go down. And there are some bugs, some biting bugs. Not many, but enough that I want bug screens. And guys, I think that's it for today. And I want to thank all of you for coming along with me. It's amazing that you're coming along with me. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video and you're not a subscriber yet, maybe you should subscribe. Like, comment too, it all helps. And I'll see you guys down the road. We're headed to Mexico next. I don't know if we'll get it in the next episode. I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be in Mexico next episode.